Hi, and welcome. John Morris Show on a Tuesday. Glad you're with us in the TFNB studios, historic Elm Avenue in Waco. When I say historic Elm Avenue, you got to come down here if you haven't been in a while. The side of this building down Elm Avenue, do you ever go that way?
So I'll walk down, like taking the trash out and all that. You see, it's awesome down there.
It really is. So they've got some old photos of old Waco, Gildersleeve. Was it Fred Gildersleeve, or did I make that up? But Gildersleeve was the iconic photographer way back in the day. And they've got a couple of his pictures that are blown up, and they're on the walls right there, right outside our building on Elm Avenue. We're just off MLK. And just great pictures. I mean, they just take you back when you look at it. And I don't know how. So Gildersleeve, would that have been I don't even want to guess. 1900s, something like that.
Man, it had to have been like the late 1800s, early 90s, because there's one picture over there of like looking out. I guess it would have been over the Chisholm Trail here, where and it's all. So that had to have been like the 1800s,
had to have been, right?
Like late 1800s.
So how do you get pictures from then, and they're still, I mean, they're so clear?
Great question.
I don't understand that.
It's for like, especially with how big they're blown up to be on that wall. You think they would be distorted, but they're not. I have no idea.
Yeah. I would like to know more about Mr. Gildersleeve. Is it Fred? Did I just make that up?
I have honestly never heard that name. Like, you just taught me something this morning.
Gildersleeve, I know, is absolutely correct.
I've never heard of this guy.
He's the guy. There's a book, Historic Waco Photos, that's all, or for the most part, Gildersleeve photos. And they're great, man. It's cool because there's so much, there's so much history right here where we are.
Yeah.
The suspension bridge is right there. Chisholm Trail, you mentioned that. That's why there's the cattle, the statues there at Indian Spring Park. So there's a lot of history right there. And our man Gildersleeve, Fred, he was documenting it back in the day. I'd like to know more about that.
I would too.
Yeah, I need to talk to Stephen Sloan. Would be a good guy to talk to. He does a lot of podcasts and a lot of history about Waco. So we are on historic Elm Avenue here in Waco. We're glad you're with us this morning. History in the making these days, with all the things going on legally, and our legal expert Dan Hare will join us in a bit. We look forward to that. Dan has answers, and we've got tons of questions, most notably the 5 for 5, which has been I think I'm right in saying it's been approved, or is it still waiting final approval? Where does that stand?
My understanding is the ruling from the Judge Sweeney in Colorado on Friday made it to where you have the 5 for 5, which includes the 2022 class.
Right.
Remains eligible if you haven't signed with a professional team.
Right.
Then also with that, if you elect to come back and you are one of those players, you're not allowed to hit the transfer portal. You have to come back to the team that you were on last year.
Well, that's a good move.
That is a good move. But then you also run into this point where I think if you're basketball, baseball, softball, like one of those other sports down the road, it doesn't impact you as much.
Right.
Like you could still have time for people to get in shape. But if you're looking at like football or volleyball or soccer right now, I think that's more challenging to get them to come in, because at this point you've built out your roster.
Right.
Do you have spots remaining? And then what were they doing in the offseason? A lot of them were probably preparing for the NFL camps and different things, but you just don't know. So you kind of run the risk of, do you bring them back in? How does that mesh with what you've done in the offseason?
Exactly.
It's just, it's convoluted.
Right. Absolutely. And in my mind, it'd be too late to have somebody football,
absolutely,
volleyball, soccer to, take this ruling and say, hey, I want to play another year. Would be too late unless you happen to have been practicing with the team. And this is basketball, but Caden Powell, who was here at Baylor after transferring from Rice, he's been practicing with Baylor. And in the hopes, I mean, he was part of this initial suit to try to get the 5th year. And he was practicing, in case that happened, but also just to, give Baylor another player on the floor, another big man on the floor. Not a public deal, but they had a media mixer. So all the media from Central Texas, and I think they extended out. I don't think we had anybody from out of town, maybe a couple. Matt Mosley from out of town. A couple of others came to the event last night, but it's just an informal time to visit with all of our head coaches. I think all of them but one were there last night. Glenn Moore was out of town, but everybody else was there. And just a chance to meet with and mingle with the media, very informal. There were no interviews. There was nothing like that going on. But there was a Connect Four tournament going on also. But a really neat deal, and I think very well received. And Garrett, you were there. What'd you think about that?
I love it. I think it's always fun. It's great to network with people and just come together. The Connect Four tournament is a blast.
Yeah.
So how far did you make it in this thing?
I won the first round over Tom, by the way, Tom Barfield, and lost to Coach McGuire, Ryan McGuire, in the second round. He is good.
Oh, yeah.
Coach McGuire is good.
Yes.
I mean, you can tell the people that have played a little bit of Connect Four in their day.
That was the one, like watching Nikki. I can't remember who Nikki Collin was playing, but she was so locked in.
Intense.
It was intense and locked in, and I was like, oh, I do not want to play her right now. But I ended up, I beat Jerry Hill first round. I got you, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. Be sure and bring that up when Jerry's with us tomorrow.
He let me know. He was like, I'm the defending champ.
Yeah.
He let me know. I was like, okay.
Right.
But I got him, and I was supposed to play Coach Moore in the second round, and he was out of town, so they let me move on. And I faced Grayson Grunhafer from Sickle in the third round, and he caught me slipping talking about recruiting and beat me.
Man.
So he got me there.
Lost your focus.
But
to the third round. That's really good.
I did. I'll take that.
So the unofficial winner, I guess it's official as it can be, Coach Drew won the event last night, the Connect Four. He beat Mitch Thompson in the finals. How about that?
It was fun. That was a good matchup going down to it. But it was cool just to see everybody gathered around. And the whole room was focused in on that championship game. It was a lot of fun.
That was fun. You could tell the ones, and we had one conversation going, who among our coaches is the most competitive in everything they do. We said Michael Woodson would be top of the list. Coach McGuire was very into it. You could just tell how focused they were.
They were locked
Connect
in.
Four, yeah.
Locked
so that was a fun part of the event last night, and just really good, and kind of signals, hey, man, the fall's here. Another school year is about to begin. Another athletic seasons are about to begin. So Coach McGuire was there, and volleyball's already begun practice for the new season. I think they've got a scrimmage coming up this Saturday, the 8th, so they're well into it. Soccer is going. Soccer has a game on that's next week, I think, the 12th.
I believe so, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's next. Ooh, that would be like next Wednesday.
Week. Yeah, next Wednesday. So that's hard to believe, but soccer is well into it. And I got to talk to Coach Michelle Leonard a little bit last night. So soccer's going. Football for Baylor begins tomorrow. First official practice is tomorrow morning, and they'll do morning practices again, and the first one is tomorrow. Game today is 32 days away from kickoff for Baylor versus Auburn in Atlanta on September 5th. So all those sports are getting going, but fun to get the group together. I say this also, it's just fun. Our coaches, the Baylor coaches, are all so impressive, as coaches, yes, but as people also. And it's fun to get them together, all together in a room like that, because it doesn't happen very often. I mean, you think about, we have athletic department staff meetings, and they're, 4 times a year maybe. And those are times when we have, for the most part, the entire athletic department together. And it's hard to do. I mean, it's hard to find a schedule, a date that you can have everybody together in one room. But it's always so impressive because we've got so many good people in those positions at Baylor. And it's fun to see. And it's fun to see our coaches interact last night. JP Abear, our new men's golf coach, I was standing next to him at a table, and I got to introduce him to Felicia Mulkey. They hadn't met yet. He's fairly new, and I was telling him a little backstory. So the acrobatics and tumbling, there have been 15 national championships awarded. She's been the coach of all 15 of them. And he said, what? So all that to say, it was just fun to have all of our coaches together in one room and mingling and gathering with the media, and just a really fun event last night.
No, it was. And I don't know how many other programs do this, but it's something that I think is very beneficial to everybody involved, because, you could talk, you can mingle. It's just, and me, like, I don't even really like talking about sports with the coaches. I want to know, like, about your life. Like,
exactly.
what are you doing outside of this?
Yeah.
Like, because to get on a more personal level, that's what I enjoy about it.
And it's perfect time for that.
Absolutely,
this setting was just perfect. So well done by Athletic Communications and Brent Ingram and our group there. So well done and a really fun event. And congratulations to Coach Drew winning the Connect Four. If Jerry had a trophy, and I don't think he did, he's going to have to hand it off to Coach Drew now as the Connect Four champion. You beat him in the first round.
Oh, I got him in the first round.
Did you like, was it easy?
No, like he pushed it.
Oh, he did?
We stacked the thing. Man, we were probably like 3 levels up on it, going across.
Yeah.
It was serious.
It was serious. Very good. Very good. All right. We'll definitely bring that up with Jerry because he was proud of being the defending Connect Four champion.
I think he was a little upset by it. He was upset by his first round exit.
All right. All right. Very good. We're off and running. Dan Hare will join us in a bit, our legal expert. We look forward to visiting with him. We are brought to you every day of the week by Alliance Bank Central Texas and by the Brazos Landing. Today is Tuesday. Brazos Landing back open this morning, 11 a.m. They close on Mondays only. So they're Tuesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You know where they are. They're where I-35 and the Brazos River meet for the Brazos Landing, right across the river from Foster Pavilion, right across the interstate from McLean Stadium, that $12 lunch menu. Oh, terrific menu there. The late afternoon menu with reduced rates. Check that also. That's between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock, Tuesdays through Fridays. Check that out also. That is the Brazos Landing, where I-35 and the Brazos River meet. Take a break. Back with more John Morris Show on a Tuesday. We'll return right after this.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Summer isn't over yet. Make every last splash count at Waco Surf. Catch perfect waves, float the lazy river, or relax on the beach while the kids make unforgettable memories. Stay in their hotel or private cabins, or hook up with your RV. Located just 90 miles from Dallas and Austin, set on 450 acres in the heart of Texas, Waco Surf is unlike any other water park around. Before school starts, give your family one more epic adventure. WacoSurf.com. Book your stay today and catch a wave.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Back with us, John Morris Show on a Tuesday. Hey, great to have you with us today. Headed toward 100 degrees in Central Texas. Here we are in August. What more would you expect? We are brought to you in part by Toe King of Waco, here to help the next time you are stuck on the road. Locally owned and family-run business. That is Gary Hoffman. Toe King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with highly trained operators. Toe King of Waco, a company you can count on. Call Toe King the next time you need help. Put their number in your phone, 254-666-5484. So it's there when you need them, and they are there when you need them. 254-666-5484 for Toe King of Waco. Big 12 released yesterday. Talking about soccer, they're the first sport to really begin the new school year, the new academic year. Big 12 released the preseason poll yesterday for soccer. TCU soccer, by the way, is one of the few sports that has all 16 league schools competing. Think about that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no,
That's
think
crazy.
about that. I noticed it when I looked at the poll, and it does go to 16. So TCU, the overwhelming favorite in the preseason poll. You can tell by that they received 13 of the 16 first-place votes. TCU's number 1. Colorado received 1 first-place vote. They are number 2. West Virginia received 1 first-place vote. They are 3rd. Kansas actually tied for 3rd with West Virginia, and Texas Tech is 5th. They received the other first-place vote. Baylor is 7th in the preseason poll, so high middle of the league there. But on down from there, BYU 6, Baylor 7, UCF is 8. So that's the preseason poll from the Big 12 for soccer, and soccer is not far away. I think next week is the Baylor opener. Do they play Arkansas at Arkansas?
I'd have to double check that, honestly.
I know, me too. But the only reason I know that is on our calendar on the website on BaylorBears.com. There's an area that says next event, and it's been kind of empty for a while now. But the next event is coming up, and that is Baylor soccer, their season opener. And I think that's right at Arkansas next Wednesday.
I see an exhibition. Yeah, that would have been Saturday the 8th. So they have an exhibition this Saturday at SMU.
Okay, all right.
And then, then I guess at Arkansas will be, the first
the regular season
opener.
And is that the 12th?
That is
right?
the 12th at 7 p.m.
Shoot, that's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so here they go. All right, also another announcement came yesterday. Remember a while back, a couple of weeks ago, Baylor Athletics, Baylor Marketing Fan Engagement announced the Backyard Concert Series, and they announced who the concerts would be at all the home games this year. So this is a free concert out in Touchdown Alley prior to every home game. Really cool concept. And they announced them all except one, the Colorado game. They said TBA. Well, yesterday we know who Mr. TBA is, and it is Mr. Pat Green. Waco's own Pat Green will be the concert prior to the Colorado game on September 26th. So big name there. That is, not that all the others aren't great, but that's a big name to bring in for the pregame concert.
No, it is. And you knew that they were going to line something up big for that day, how it was. I'm pretty sure it went into lining with Pat's schedule, but it's the perfect get. It's the perfect get for Baylor to come out.
It had to be, and the Colorado game is great. That's the conference opener. Yes. It had to be that. It couldn't be the Baylor Tech game because Pat is a very proud Texas Tech grad.
Can't do that. We don't need that.
So we couldn't do. He would be fine. He would play it right, but he might. And actually, he would probably enjoy that. But that would tie together his hometown of Waco and his alma mater of Texas Tech.
That'd been fun.
But Colorado is the game for Pat Green pregame, so that'll be really cool, and that fills out the lineup of stars, if you will. The Backyard Concert Series, free this year. All the information on the Baylor website at BaylorBears.com. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, our legal expert, that is Daniel Hare, will join us. Dan's in the green room waiting now. We got questions. Dan has answers. We'll visit with him when we come back. John Morris Show, brought to you by Alliance Bank, Central Texas, your Central Texas business bank. 7 convenient locations around Central Texas to serve you better. Check them out. They're also on the web at alliancebanktexas.com. Friendliest folks around. You go in, and most of the time I go in the Highway 84 location. Somebody's going to say, hi, welcome to you when you walk in the door. And when you walk out, they're going to say, hey, thanks for being here. Have a great day. You're going to hear from somebody going in and coming out of that building. That's the way they do business. That's great. That's Alliance Bank, Central Texas. Check them out. Dan Hare, our legal expert. When we come back, John Morris Show will continue, and we'll be right back.
The Pete Souza Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. You want to talk NFL draft? I don't know. How about we get you Todd McShay? You want to talk Big 12? We can get you the commissioner. Somebody about the Cowboys? How about we have on the owner, Stephen Jones? Pop culture? Michelle Beadle. I mean, we will bring on the people that you want to hear from. And these people don't join us because of me. They join us because of you. You got to watch this show, okay? It's got everything you need. Sports, hijinks, laughs. Did I mention hijinks? We'll see you on the Pete Souza Show. Now, we are under the 365 Sports umbrella. Check it out. I'm wearing a Tulane shirt. No idea why.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports, team.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Provident. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Back with us, John Morris Show, brought to you by Alliance Bank Central Texas and by the Brazos Landing. Welcome in now our legal expert. He is the official legal expert of the John Morris Show. Dan, congratulations on that distinction. Dan Hare joins us today. Good to see you. How are you this morning?
Hey, John. Great to see you, too. It's an honor to be the official legal expert for the show. So thank you for having me.
Very good. Appreciate it. You've earned it. You've earned it through the year. So we appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Always something to talk about. I mean, we could have you on once a week and there would be subjects to talk about, right? And
it seems that way, yes.
Yeah, and there's no shortage of subjects, things to talk about today.
Absolutely. No, I mean, especially right now in the world of college sports, it is a wild time with litigation, of course, happening across the country with rule changes that are important and impact everyone. And then, of course, the continued effort by various constituencies to lobby Congress for a bill to kind of regulate or govern college sports in some ways. And so, and all that's kind of coming to a head, it feels like right now, all at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. And going into, a new school year, a new academic year, football season, 32 days away for Baylor, things like that. What about the bill in front of Congress now? Just give us an overview of where things stand with that right now.
Yeah, well, and if for anyone in the audience that's following this quite closely, you'll know that, there's kind of minute by minute updates to this at this point, because the bill was, first of all, kind of backing up a little bit, was initially opposed by the two large conferences, the Big Ten and the SEC. And those two conferences were really working with the senators that represent those constituencies in those geographic areas to continue to lobby for amendments and changes to the bill, while the ACC and Big 12 were in support, as were some of the others. Those two power conferences that kind of run things right now were opposed. And over the course, there's been sort of a flurry of negotiations and amendments to the bill. And as of, I believe, Friday, the Big Ten and SEC were essentially on board, and the presidents of those universities and those conferences over the weekend voted in support generally of that. Now, until I think maybe even just a few minutes ago, I don't know that anyone had seen a full text of the bill. So this is kind of one of those, we got to pass it to find out what's in it sort of things. It's a little bit nerve-wracking. We kind of know the themes, and we know kind of where the changes are supposed to be. But so even today, I'm not sure we all know exactly what word for words in the bill. But just procedurally, where it looks like things stand are the Senate has this week to get it done before they all go on recess for about a month. Okay. And so they have we were kind of watching yesterday to see whether or not something called cloture would be filed in the Senate, which is basically to put the bill on the floor. And that did not happen last night. And it's not because of the merits of the bill per se, but it's more just the machinations of Senate work. And there's a lot of other important bills that are being debated and need to be voted on before the recess. Things that probably most would consider more important than college sports, things with the budget and with Iran and with, different things. So, and approvals for appointments to high cabinet positions, things like that. And so the calendar becomes a problem because the Senate moves slow and you have to get through a bunch of different procedures to get there. So we're still sort of watching to see whether it's possible that the Senate could vote on it this week. If not, it kicks it into the later part of the fall, and momentum probably falls off a bit, and it gets a little more challenging to pass. But it appears right now there's enough votes in the Senate to pass it and to break a 60-vote filibuster pretty easily. But it's just a matter of will it ever get to the floor, and so that's kind of where we are.
All right. Is there, do you sense a sense of urgency to get that done, get it on the floor this week, knowing that they're going to be gone for a month after this week?
Certainly the proponents of the bill, especially Senators Cruz and Cantwell, are pushing for that, as are a number of others in the Senate, but also from obviously the NCAA is probably the most prominent supporter of urgently passing this. Especially as they're continuing to defend cases and litigation around some of these issues across the country. Would love to have the bill in place, I'm sure, as soon as possible. The other issue is, of course, that once it does pass the Senate, it still does need to go to the House, and the House is kind of different body and different animal, and there may be some different issues that are going to arise there. That so even if we're to get on the floor and pass the Senate, it doesn't mean it's done. The president, I think, has given all indications he'll sign a bill. So if it does get through the Senate and the House, I would anticipate a signature from the president. So that's not an issue, but the House is potentially still an issue.
I heard there was a nudge from President Trump that sort of pushed the Big Ten and the SEC to say, oh, okay, yeah, we do want to get on board with this.
Yeah, there was some reporting to that effect that he was sort of, telling those folks, those leaders of those conferences, kind of get on board, or he has tools at his disposal to, as we've all seen, to take to his communications apparatus and make it uncomfortable for people. So I don't how much that weighed into the support, I don't know, but I do think that was widely reported. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. How about the 5 for 5? That seems to be moving forward. We know about just give us the status of that.
Sure. So that was a new bylaw that was passed through the NCAA bylaw process. So that goes into effect, or did go into effect August 1st. So and basically one of the things to note about that, of course, people that follow this stuff probably know, even if they don't know the exact language, know that you basically have historically had 5 years within which to play 4 seasons. And that, in the traditional sense, in the maybe old school ways for some of us, meant that, the red shirt year, the first year, kid comes to campus, red shirts a year, and then plays 4 seasons. And there you have your 4 seasons played during a 5-year stretch. And that was kind of the maybe 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s model, right, of how that might look in a football environment. However, now with a lot of the challenges to things like junior college counting towards your seasons and challenges to that, Diego Pavia, the most prominent of that from Vanderbilt last year, won a big injunction for that and led to a blanket waiver for his class year of all of the athletes that were in his position to get a year back essentially for junior college seasons used, all of the different types of waivers that are out there to extend your clock of 5 years or to extend the number of seasons based on a number of circumstances, injuries and illnesses certainly being a major one, but there are others that the NCAA is really, there's those exist all the time, and they have struggled to kind of implement those or enforce those in a consistent basis, according to a lot of folks. And so that leads to a lot of disagreement. Why did you grant this waiver and not that waiver? Why is this person eligible and not that person? Well, the new rule is more of a strict 5-year rule that will not include waivers, will not include kind of those opportunities to go and get a year back or a season back, but essentially will say, hey, from the time you start college, you have 5 years, and you can play 5 seasons in those 5 years. So, but that's the clock, and then it's also contingent on your age. So if you do take a year or 2 off out of high school, and you do a gap year, something like that, or you come back 2 years later to start your clock, it actually starts the fall after your 19th birthday. So you can't, so you could be burning a year if you're traveling Europe or something, and you turn 19 and the next year, that counts as one of your 5 years, and you're not getting that back according to the new rule.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And our friends at BYU, if they go on a mission, which does happen, their clock would still start after they turn 19.
So actually, those are the 3 exceptions that are in the 5-year rule are pregnancy, military service, and religious mission. So okay. You do have those 3 things built in. And those were already exceptions in the old rule that existed. And so, it's the waivers for special circumstances that are basically going to go away.
Gotcha. That makes way too much sense. I mean, finally we got something that makes sense, right?
Yeah. And the bill itself, and the bill that's going through Congress does include, it's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close to the same language as that 5-year rule.
All right, and that brings up the question, guys who have, like Caden Powell at Baylor basketball was out of eligibility. He thinks he has another year left now with this. What's the status of guys or girls coming back and saying, hey, I would like my 5th year back?
Yeah, so that was one of the big deliberations that took place over the spring and early summer when this rule was passed, is what are we going to do with the graduates of 2026, the 2025, 2026, if someone had their clock end in that year, this past spring, but now if they were playing under the new rule, would actually have another year. They maybe only used 4 seasons and they still had a year left, and they could play a 5th season. And the NCAA has been adamant from the moment they passed the rule, which is we're not grandfathering in that group. Right. And so that's why you have seen a bunch of litigation from individual athletes, from groups of athletes that fall into that category who, if they were a year later, would have that additional year. It's this one kind of in between class year group that's stuck, that's not getting relief. And they're going to wind up, as a class, generally speaking, not having that year back unless they're going to be part of any of these lawsuits. And so that's what a number of these are about, in arguing that that these cases that the athletes are owed those years based on the NCAA's approach to this, that it's in violation of antitrust law to exclude this group as a class, and so forth. And so, the cases are all over the country. They're in federal and state court. Yeah. And we're going to get different, probably, decisions from different judges who see things differently. And so it's going to be kind of a patchwork for this group of the 6 graduates, for lack of a better word, on this 5th year.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Great explanation. So does the red shirt, the term red shirt, the red shirt year, does that just go away?
Yeah, it is in the new. That's right. Yeah. In the new rule, that has gone away. So you don't have to track that. We've kind of gone over the last few years in football with a 4-game, you could play 4 games. It used to be you couldn't play that hardly any, and now you can play 4 games. So that all kind of goes away now because, you just have the 5 years to participate, however that looks. And so if you don't play for a year, you're not going to be able to, either have a redshirt year automatically apply or be able to apply for a waiver to get the year back. It's just, that's going to be the clock, 5 years to participate.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Great explanation. Thank you for that. Another question for you, and say what you can about this, or say you can't say anything about this, but Baylor's got 2 football players, that we're trying to gain their eligibility, Yakiri Walker and Hosea Wheeler. What can you tell us about their situations?
Sure. Yeah. As you mentioned, and I'm representing both of them. And so there's litigation still ongoing in both. So I'll limited for the most part, but
sure, I understand.
We obviously had the temporary injunction hearing last Tuesday for Yakiri Walker. And it unfortunately did not go our way. And so we're continuing to explore options with him. And then for Hosea Wheeler, his temporary injunction hearing is coming up next Tuesday, a week from today, on the 11th. The judge did sign a temporary order in that case to allow him to participate during this week, leading up to that hearing. And so, at least for now, he's able to participate until the hearing. But and 2 different. I think it's important to note that it wound up in the same court. The cases at the McLennan County District Court are randomly assigned, but they did both happen to get randomly assigned to the same court. There's another case from a Baylor baseball player that's assigned to a different court. But for the 2 football players, they are in the same court. And I think it is important to note that the cases are different substantively. Of course, Yakiri Walker's dealt with a medical waiver that did not get accepted or approved by the NCAA, and that's sort of the source of that challenge. And then Hosea Wheeler is more in what we were just talking about, in the group that had a junior college season counted against him, and he's more in kind of that Pavia group. In fact, he was part of the Pavia class. So, so 2 different substantive challenges, but all seeking the ultimate result of course, trying to get the year back here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Say no more about that. Thank you for sharing that. Sure. And we appreciate your insight and input on that. Any other topics, subjects that are top of mind for you right now involving college athletics?
Yeah, well, I think the piece about what's in, we've talked about the bill that's of course being debated, and I think just kind of maybe circling back to finish with that is that is some of the things that are in there I think are interesting. Some of the things that got the big conferences, Big Ten, SEC on board, is if this bill does go into effect, it effectively raises the cap of the revenue sharing model from the low $20 million range. It goes up each year with some different parameters, but to approximately $48 million a year. So it over doubles. And a bulk of that is what's known as, or is being referred to as a retention NIL. So basically you can use it to retain your current roster. And so it's not going out to get new players, but it's to retain your current roster. And then there's another $5 million built in specifically for women's sport athlete and for Olympic athletes. And so that's where you get the additional 25-ish million to get to 48. And part of that trade-off, though, is that we know, we've seen reporting, we know the numbers that a lot of the big schools are spending close to that almost now on just football and alone, or surely in football and basketball, men's basketball. And so by going over the cap through a third-party NIL deals that are sort of facilitated through associated entities and things like that. And so one of the things the bill is attempting to do is to shut down that loophole so that the $48 million cap actually is closer to a hard cap than what it's sort of been in the last year, which has been a soft cap. And so that's an interesting one. There's some other interesting provisions in the bill called, we have the Lane Kiffin rule in the bill, which says a coach can't leave their team during the season. That's in there. And we also have, I mentioned the 5-year rule is in there. It also limits the power conference membership numbers to 19. A conference can't grow more than 19. So this is sort of a way to prevent the Super League from forming. I think the Big Ten right now is at 18. So that would allow, I guess, them to add maybe one more member. But it also puts in there that if you move from one power league to another, so I'm thinking about maybe an ACC school, Miami, or somebody moving to like the SEC or something like that, they would have to actually do 5 years as an independent before they could join the new conference. So it's really trying to disincentivize movement within the power conferences in a few different ways. And so, and then the last piece, of course, is that it does grant the antitrust exemption for the NCAA in a limited capacity to enforce and make rules related to transfers and related to eligibility, so that a lot of these cases that I'm working on and we've been talking about are essentially exempt, or the NCAA is exempt under antitrust grounds. You could sue under other grounds, but you couldn't sue under antitrust. So those are the things that are in the bill that we're paying attention to. And again, we'll just see if it makes it to the floor and then ultimately gets signed maybe by the end of the year. We'll see.
Yeah, fascinating. Well, you're a great source of information. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I'll say hello to your lovely wife, who's in the office right next to me when I get to our building. And thank you, Dan. We appreciate your time and expertise this morning.
Thanks, John. Pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. All right. Dan Hare with us, our legal expert. And man, there's a lot of legalese, and Dan does a good job of breaking it down, doesn't he? And explaining things in terms that I can understand better. I think that's really good.
No, it is. And one of the more fascinating things with that is that I personally have been keeping an eye on is that 19 cap number.
Right.
Because of the Big Ten. And the reason I'm focused on that is they have only one move, right?
Right.
So do you hold out in a scenario where if all the chips are forced, Notre Dame? Like, do you hold out for that one? Or do you risk like grabbing a couple of these teams and then not losing out on the Notre Dame pot? Like that's the one I've kind of been interested in with that cap number.
Right, exactly. And how did they come up with 19?
I have no idea. Like to me, you would think it would be like 20 or 18. Like say, hey, the Big Ten's at 18. Let's cap it at 18. But I think if you did that, you took away that window that perhaps to scoop up Notre Dame or somebody in that instance. But I have no idea how they came up with that number.
Yeah. So that's interesting. That bears watching. Great information from Dan. We appreciate him very much. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more in just a moment. We'll look ahead. We'll wrap things up. We'll share some birthdays with you. Big luncheon coming up today at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. Remind you about that. We are brought to you by Lake Waco Golf Club, a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course, plus an executive 18-hole par 3 course at Lake Waco Golf Club. The bar and grill is open to the public. Check them out at lakewacogc.com. And new to our program, new to Rogue Media, Waco Surf. Waco Surf, located 90 minutes from Dallas and Austin on 450 acres in the heart of Central Texas. Waco Surf, unlike any other water park, you can stay and play. Family-friendly surf resort featuring a wave pool, standing wave, beach, water park, lazy river, and endless outdoor activities. You can stay in their hotel, private cabin, or hook up your RV. Make it an epic adventure at Waco Surf. For more information, go to wacosurf.com. JMo.com, and welcome aboard to Waco Surf. Take a break. Back to wrap things up right after this John Morris Show on a Tuesday, and we'll be right back.
The Pete Souza Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. You want to talk NFL draft? I don't know. How about we get you Todd McShay? You want to talk Big 12? We can get you the commissioner. Somebody about the Cowboys? How about we have on the owner, Stephen Jones? Pop culture? Michelle Beadle. I mean, we will bring on the people that you want to hear from. And these people don't join us because of me. They join us because of you. You got to watch this show, okay? It's got everything you need. Sports, hijinks, laughs. Did I mention hijinks? We'll see you on the Pete Souza Show. Now, we are under the 365 Sports umbrella. Check it out. I'm wearing a Tulane shirt. No idea why.
It's the Pete Souza Show. Sports, Pete.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Make this the summer event at Allen Samuels Jeep in Waco. Be among the first to see and drive the all-new 2026 Jeep Cherokee, delivering up to 37 miles per gallon. Or drive home a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with your choice of 0% financing for 36 months or 2.9% for 84 months. Or save $9,000 off MSRP. Don't miss these incredible summer savings at Allen Samuels.
Come by, let's be friends.
Summer isn't over yet. Make every last splash count at Waco Surf. Catch perfect waves, float the lazy river, or relax on the beach while the kids make unforgettable memories. Stay in their hotel or private cabins, or hook up with your RV. Located just 90 miles from Dallas and Austin, set on 450 acres in the heart of Texas, Waco Surf is unlike any other water park around. Before school starts, give your family one more epic adventure. WacoSurf.com. Book your stay today and catch a wave.
Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Back with this final segment, John Morris Show, as it says there on the bumper coming back. We'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and follow us. You'll get notification when we put out content, and we'd love to have you do that. So just click on the follow or subscribe button, and you'll get the information shipped right to you. Welcome back. Final segment, John Morris Show on a Tuesday, brought to you by Alliance Bank Central Texas and by the Brazos Landing. Today is the day, really cool event at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. It is the Southwest Conference Hall of Fame induction luncheon today. It'll be one inductee from each of the the former Southwest Conference schools. And for Baylor, that is Dennis Gentry, the running back for the Bears, part of the 1980 Southwest Conference championship team, part of an all Southwest Conference backfield. He and Walter Abercrombie and Jay Jeffrey were all three first team all Southwest Conference. And this will be fun. We've got a table. Baylor Athletics has a table set up, organized by Paul Thorpe with the B Association. And Garrett, we invited to fill out the table of 8. We invited Walter Abercrombie to be there, and Walter's going to be there. We invited Jay Jeffrey to be there, and Jay will be there. So that would be, to me, pretty cool if we can get those 3 guys, those 2 with Dennis, picture would be a pretty cool reunion with those 3 guys.
No, you got to get that. You have to have that. Like all 3 of them made each other and pushed each other to have the success they had to get to this point. You've definitely got to get that picture.
And Dennis was smaller in stature than Walter, but he was more the blocking back. I mean,
wow.
Walter owes him a ton for the yards, and Dennis had enough of his own also, and a great receiving back. Went on to play with the Chicago Bears and won the Super Bowl in 1985. So that'll be fun. Dennis Gentry, the Baylor representative in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, Southwest Conference Hall of Fame, and the induction luncheon comes up today. All right, another guy who's in that Southwest Conference Hall of Fame as we look at birthdays is Alfred Anderson, and today is Alfred's birthday. So happy birthday to him. What a great guy. If you know Alfred, you know what I'm talking about. Out of Richfield High School here in Waco. He was a blue chip quarterback, came to Baylor, did play some quarterback, but really made his money as a running back at Baylor and then in the pros, and just a great guy. Alfred Anderson, his birthday today. Happy birthday to him. Another one of Baylor's all-time greats is James Francis, the linebacker from Lamarck, and it's James' birthday today. Happy birthday to him as well. Another great guy, and great history, great career here at Baylor. Went on to play in the pros, Bengals, most often with the Cincinnati Bengals. But James Francis, his birthday today. It's pretty good Baylor tandem right there for birthdays, right? On August 4th. Yep. Alfred Anderson on the offensive side and James Francis on the defensive side. I'd throw in there Keith Walters, played football at Baylor. It's Keith's birthday today. Happy birthday to him. And it's Tammy Bookbinder's birthday today. Tammy is the eldest of Coach Drew and Mrs. Coach Taff and Mrs. Taff's daughters. There's Tammy, there's Tracy, and there's Lane, and Tammy is the eldest there, married to Russ Bookbinder, who we had on the show recently. So happy birthday today to Tammy Bookbinder. Wish her nothing but the best, and hopefully a great day for her as well. Other birthdays, big day, August 4th. Yost Zachary's birthday is today. Julie Melton would be my niece by marriage. Happy birthday to Julie today. Ken Lucart's birthday. Mr. College Football, Tony Barnhart, I think he's retired. Is he retired?
I think he might be
over
retired.
in Atlanta, yeah. But it's Tony Barnhart's birthday today, and Gary Leveren's here in Waco as well. So great birthday day this August the 4th. Happy birthday to all of those folks. If we missed you, I do apologize. All right, we're going to move out of here. We do appreciate your being with us today. Thanks to Alliance Bank Central Texas. Thanks to the Brazos Landing luncheon at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame today. Talk about that, plus the opening of Baylor Fall Camp tomorrow. If you can join us in the 9 a.m. hour tomorrow. Our good friend, and we hope yours, and once and former Connect 4 champion Jerry Hill will be with us tomorrow in the 9 a.m. hour. So we look forward to that. Have a great day, and we appreciate also Dan Hare, our legal expert, being on with us. Have a great day. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow at 9. Alliance Bank Central Texas understands that banking is about people. From first accounts to business growth, they actively partner with Central Texas businesses and families to help meet their financial goals. A variety of online products and services make banking easy without compromising the personalized banking experiences they are known for. Customer-focused banking isn't just what they do, it's who they are. Alliance Bank Central Texas, serving Central Texas across 7 convenient locations and at alliancebanktexas.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Spring is sprung, and now's a great time to schedule a checkup for your vehicle. As Texas weather changes, it's important to make sure you and your loved ones are safe on the road. Request an appointment online at CompleteCarCareCenter.com today. We're equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on your vehicle. Our experienced technicians can check the health of your tires and inspect your vehicle for any unseen issues. Kish Complete Car Care Center at 5300 Franklin, where we take pride in keeping individuals safe honestly.